Hey guys, Ghost38 here, and today I'm bringing you the final issue of Conan Serpent War issue 4, the last issue in this 4-part mini-series. As always, leave a comment if you have enjoyed this series, and comment below your favorite moment from this book, and with that being said, let's get started, shall we? As always, Jim Zub is the writer. The artist is different, and that's been different for each of the 4 books. This one's artist is I.G. Yeah. I don't want to mispronounce this name. My bad. And then Frank D'Armata is the color artist. And Vanessa Del Rey is the artist on pages 1 through 5. Jean-Francois Bellieu is colorist. VC's Travis Linham is letterer. The book opens up with James Allison in bed, again, as always. His life etching out before him. He sees Njord, who this story was in the issue 0 of the True Believers book. So if you've read this book, then you'll kind of know where this panel talks about. He ends up dying at the end of the story when he fights the worm. Spoilers. So, and that's just a little recap here. He talks about his fight. The worm. I thought I had died a hero. I was wrong. Within my mind flickers the infinite echoes of previous lives. And the moment they lose their lives are connected to the worm. And then this is him when he was younger. And then it flashes back to their eternal plane, which Mark and Conan saw Khonshu at the beginning. And as usual, this is where everyone will start to see each other. And as usual, Conan doesn't like them. It's like, stop fighting, you two. We must work together. And so the snake and the moon come together for an uneasy truce. We must work together because the worm is the greater threat. You know the rule, there's always a bigger fish? Well, that worm is the bigger fish. It's like, indeed. And the priestess saves Conan's life. It's like, she fixes him. Or heals him, sucks the venom out of his arm. It's like, I thought you were dead. For a while I was. And Cain and Moon Knight meet back up after all that. They disappear, and everyone on one page together. So everyone's here. In every reality across time and space, there exists a greater power. In some dimensions, it is a snake. Upon others, it is found a worm. They are cosmic rivals, an endless battle for dominance, and all of us have been pawns to their play. Speak, woman, or I am going to kill you. Because, of course, Cain's not buying this. We must work together, or all realities are going to suffer. And so there's the worm. A double-page spread. This is kind of like an H.P. Lovecraft monster. That makes me think of that. And then it's just splash pages of them fighting. And bearing in mind, yes, I did read this before reviewing. There's the spirit of James Allison's warrior, Njord. N-I-O-R-D. Njord. I don't know. And each of them get disappeared back to their respective times in the end. Conan wakes up. Cimmerian, are you alive? I should have guessed you were lived. Are you gone? And their parents has an exchange. I do not pray to gods, only Crom. God says eternal. You'll find out soon enough as he awaits Crom. And then Agnes, she wakes up back in her time. And she reunites with Etienne, the guy that betrayed her, but she helped him, so now he owes her his life as our friends. And also, Agnes' story follows up in her own comic series, Kane. I'm actually really hoping that they make another Solomon Kane comic. His story wraps up, and Khonshu and the Serpent, turns out he's not gone after all. Of course, as we see, he's still alive. It's like, we need to preserve balance in the universe. Set's like, it ain't gonna happen. I'm still gonna go after your avatar. Is like, you would if he's not even human anymore, because as we can see, Mark has some sort of other powers. I see things, ghost images everywhere. Take a piece of the moon. This is, and every moon that shall ever be. A sliver of Khonshu's light now swimming inside of me, and he sees otherworldly things. So now Moon Knight's different. And at the very end, I thought was some kind of cool, is we get to see Kull, the Thurian Age, Volusia. James Allison meets Kull. You are Kull, Slayer of Bornea, conqueror of the Serpent, king of Volusia. I am, and who are you? Gemus of Lemuria. That's James Allison. And so he presents Kull with the crown of the worm. Together the worm and Volusia shall build an age undreamed of. And then the last part is the Solomon Kane story. For more upcoming available prose titles from Perilous Worlds, visit perilousworlds.com. Okay. And that's the extent of it. Overall, I have to say I liked this series. For what it was. And of course, here's the one shot. If you are a fan of any of these characters, I'd recommend picking it up in trade or having read the full story. I at least hope this comes out in trade. It would be nice to read. These are each the main covers. Although I did find a nice variant cover of issue 1. Of course, here's the 0 issue. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the Conan Serpent Wars series. I enjoyed it. The art was a little different on each issue. I preferred the art style in issue 1. I liked that style. And issue 3 was nice. Issue 4, while I enjoyed the story, the art felt a little different to me at times. It's like, I don't really know why there couldn't have been some consistency overall. But that's just my personal taste and preference. I like the artist from issue 1. But I liked the story overall. Again, if you are a fan of Robert E. Howard or any of his characters, I'd highly recommend you pick this series up and support the series. Dark Agnes does have her own comic out right now. That follows up the events from the Serpent War series. Issue 2 comes out. Okay, doesn't actually say next issue when. There's also another Conan comic coming out now, The Battle for the Serpent Crown. And then, of course, the mainline Conan book series, with the next issue coming out on February 19th. So, yeah. That's really all I have to say about that. Anyway, as far as a rating goes, I'd give this the overall series, I'd give it a 4.5 out of 5. I just wish the art was more consistent with each book, my personal favorite being from issue 1. But I liked the story overall. So with that being said, that was my review and thoughts on the Conan Serpent Wars series. I hope you guys enjoyed the look at this series when I was covering it, and I will do more comic reviews like these in the future and other videos. And I'm also working on some other Shadow-related content right now as well, so stay tuned for that as well. Anyway, hit that like if you enjoyed this series with me. And I will see you guys again with another video. Be sure to hit that like if you enjoyed it, leave a comment, and subscribe for more content like this. So anyway, with that being said, take care guys, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.